Welcome, everybody. John Zegar, johnzegar.com. Actually, somebody over in China has been trying to buy that out from me. And for now, it'd be best if you just use johnzegar. What is that called? I don't know. I'll think about it. I forgot about it. But the original, I know, Webs, I think it was. johnzegar.webs.com. johnzegar.webs.com. Because somebody from China took the other one. Well, I don't know. They're trying to take it. They've kind of put some, stuff on there that I don't agree with, but I'll get it back. But for right now, I think we need to use johnzegar.webs.com. Anyway, how is everybody? Good? Good. It's windy here on the eastern slope. Temperature says 43, but it feels like 23. Cloudy, overcast. I don't know, probably rain or snow before the day's out. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Good? Good. I've been having some dental work done. And I don't know. Sometimes I just neglect things and I have to wait. And, the pandemic and the virus and all that kind of stuff. And so then when you finally get in, it's been a long time and there's additional things that have to be done and blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure that the dentist did a great job on me because I'm still sore from 2 weeks ago. And says it's a strained muscle up in my jaw, but I don't think so. We'll give it another week or two, and then after that, we'll probably have to make some major decisions about how to have somebody take a look at it and maybe do some repair or tell me what I have to do to get it to heal. So that's that part. I wrote a blog this morning about despicable behavior of professionals. And I've been pretty upset the last few weeks about, I'm going to give you an example. I've done a couple podcasts on this before, and I didn't follow through with it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to follow through with it at this point, probably this upcoming week. So there's all kinds of professions, right? I'm familiar with psychology. That would be therapists, counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, people of that nature. And the old tradition is that you have the client relive the trauma they went through. You drag them through the mud, and it's really a negative, unhealthy experience. And I'm kind of working on having that changed. Neuroscience is the new psychology. People that are using psychology are old, decrepit, uninformed, uneducated, and do a very poor job in the treatment of people with mental health disorders of that nature. So, I think it's almost criminal behavior when you drag somebody through the trauma. Here's another thing that I object to. I object to counselors, therapists. I guess there's a category of social workers. I don't know what the hell they do other than, I don't know, do social work, whatever the hell that is. But, these professional people are arrogant, ignorant, and morons that they can now, what's the word they use? Toxic. They can now call you toxic to your face. Now, it's along the same lines I just talked about. I'm not quite sure that there's an ethical standard that allows a therapist, boy, am I using that word loosely, that a therapist can address a client as being toxic. Now, I understand feedback. I mean, I've only done this for 53 years. I've written 8 or 9 books on it. I've opened treatment facilities all over the world. I have clients all over the world. I used to travel every other day all over the world to see people. I think I've earned my right to comment about what seems ethical standards and what's not. I'm aware that there's these, wannabe counselors that, who knows, maybe at one point they thought they wanted to be in the church with all the other, I don't know. What is the statistic? Latest one is 65% of priests are homosexuals. 100 acres is the Vatican, right? That's where they keep all the library down below that talks about what really happened other than the Bible. They won't let that out. They won't talk about the aliens. They won't talk about, stuff. The billions of dollars they paid because of the pedophile priests. They actually have a facility at the Vatican where they bring the pedophile priests to house them so that they don't continue costing them more and more money. The Vatican, this is all, just go look it up, you guys. Don't be pointing a finger at me. Don't be calling me up. Don't be telling me something you think is God sent, because it's not. The Vatican had a rule that they brought in little girls 13 years old and housed them there, which I don't know. Use your own imagination what that might have been for. And in 2023, this is just science, you guys, that you go and you read. They can back it up. I'm just telling you what I read. That in 2023, they lowered that age to 12 now. So the girls that are living at the Vatican, 100 acres, they have a housing just for them. They're now 12 years old. So there probably were some therapists. Oh boy, am I using that word loosely? There probably are some wannabe counselors that may have thought at some point in time they were religious, which they're not, obviously. And the ethical standards are not there. So I'm on a crusade. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. I now am turning in everybody in that category. You can't get a positive clinical outcome to a wannabe counselor calling a client toxic. we all put the word moron there. Lack of education. I think they're not even educated. I think somehow they get their degrees online, where you just fill out a form or something like that, pay a bunch of money. As a matter of fact, probably 20, 30 years ago, I'll bet it is, there was a school online for psychology, mind you. I remember this. It was many, 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 many years ago. And you paid, I don't know, $100, $200, $500, and you ended up with a degree. I don't know what that was about, but that's probably where these wannabes go to get a degree so that they can somehow get away doing with what they're doing. I don't know. It's pretty similar to that Catholic Church thing. It's demented is what it is. So anyway, we're just going to turn them all in. We're just going to turn them people in and let them address their issues with the board. And let the board decide whether it's an issue or not. If it's not an issue, then who cares? No love lost, right? But I'm sick and tired of the unethical standards and practices of professional people. Now, I just picked one category because that's a category I've worked in for 53 years. 53? I think it's 53 now. Clinical practice, That's me. That's the reason I bring it up, is because I'm a little familiar with that sort of industry and their standards. That's the only reason I brought that up. But I suppose, I don't know, I suppose there's probably other industries, professional industries, that are supposed to have standards and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of question if that goes on as legitimately as it's supposed to. So, I want people to identify what they're uncomfortable with. And again, I'm only talking about psychology because I don't know anything else. I mean, I'm basically brain dead when it comes to other kinds of things. I can't speak highly about anything other than maybe a little tidbit of knowledge that I might get from 53 years of doing clinical psychology. If you happen to fall within that group of people in the world seeking I don't know, something. Neuroscience talks about healing, and that's a legitimate business industry where there are no mistakes being made, and people and their lives physically, mentally, spiritually are being saved. Psychology doesn't have that luxury anymore. I don't think so. I don't see it. I'm sure there's a bunch of you out there that say it does, and you would rather holler at me and point your finger at me and all that kind of wonderful behavior, to support your stand. But I just am aware of listening to people while I do my research, because that's what I am. I'm a researcher in the area of clinical psychology. That doesn't mean... So, phone rang, had to answer it. My apologies. Anyway, I'm going to stop right here. because I think it screws up the whole podcast. I'm not sure, but I'll go and check it out. But I'll continue this conversation. I should have put busy, do not disturb. My mistake, my problem. I'll go check it out. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.